All right, so plunge a day for the month of January, the recap video. So my plan for this challenge was to do one plunge every day for the month of January. My plan was to kind of keep it exciting. I wanted every day to be kind of different and kind of show my creativity and just kind of like use all of my skills as like a video creator and someone that's been making this short form content for a while to just kind of combine everything and just make these like super unique videos and kind of just like make a plunge a day concept very, very fun. All right, so why I chose the month of January, I had two choices. I could either do January or February, and I just felt like January was kind of the better of the two. Unfortunately, I didn't realize at the time that January has 31 days, which was just like super annoying and just like added extra days. Unfortunately though, we had like the warmest January that we've like ever had. The challenge like wasn't even that difficult because we had like 50-degree days. Like it was a beautiful January. Unfortunately, I live in like New Jersey, so like it should have been colder. I mean, I've definitely throughout my life have had some brutal Januaries, but unfortunately this one was pretty easy. It was kind of funny when I first decided I was going to do this challenge. I told my mom, this was back in like September or October, that I was going to do this plunge a day challenge, and she's like, Michael, you should do it now before it gets cold. I was like, no mom, that's the point. The point was for it to be cold and challenging. Unfortunately, it was challenging but not cold, and I will say that probably ironically the most challenging part of this whole challenge was coming up with a new concept for a video every day and actually filming the video, and then the actual act of jumping in the water wasn't actually that difficult. Maybe just because mentally I was just so caught up on like the content part of it and just making it unique and exciting. I will say, coming into the challenge, this was like the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I will definitely never forget January 1st. It worked out really well. It was like a polar bear plunge. There was like 500, 1,000 people, tons of people. I did it with my gym. It was awesome, and I will just never forget pacing back and forth around the house, just like, should I post this video? Like, am I really doing this? Am I really doing this challenge? It was just so stressful to me to like put that first one out, and just knowing that like, oh my God, I have 31 days of this ahead. And I finally decided to do it, and it was pretty funny. Like, I put out the video. I feel like people didn't really quite get that was day one and like what that meant. And they were like, oh, like, well, Mike's gonna do a plunge a day for January. Oh, okay, whatever, who cares? Like, I'm sure like people were like, oh, like, I'm sure he'll like post a story on like day 15 saying like, oh yeah, he's doing it. But then like day 2 there was a video, day 3 there was a video, and then by day 4 it was kind of fun to just like kind of watch like my family and friends be like, oh wow, like he's gonna do this. He's going to do a plunge a day for the month of January and make a video about it. And then I think it was like day 7 or so, day 8 was like what I would probably consider to be my favorite video, which was like me eating Wendy's in the tub. And I think that's when people were like, oh wow, like he's going to do this like creatively as well. Like he's going to make this like funny or interesting. And I tried to like do a mix of like funny, creative, interesting, informational. I wasn't happy with, definitely, and I hate to say it, but like I wasn't really happy with like the views that I was getting. I felt like my videos were like pretty good, and both TikTok and Instagram just like weren't really like hooking me up with the views that I felt like my videos really deserved. But nonetheless, we did it, and there was just a lot of great benefits that came from it. All right, so the biggest surprise from doing this, and there was definitely a lot of things that I came to realize about myself and the challenge and everything. One big surprise is how little I actually used the sauna. I'm a huge sauna user. I use saunas all the time, and in all my previous cold plunges, I definitely relied on the sauna to like help me out, whether it was before or after the plunge. We did one on December 24th, Christmas Eve. It was like 5 degrees out, and me and my brother immediately just drove directly to the sauna, and like that helped a lot. So I kind of like knew that I could do this challenge, and I thought that I was going to be going in the sauna like all the time. However, I actually didn't really use it that much, to my surprise. I think that part of that was just because of videos and like creating the content. And a lot of the times, like I just done this plunge, my endorphins are high. I'm actually like tons of adrenaline, and it's like, I just got to get this video out. I got to edit it. And I think that like that, you know, focusing my brain more on like the video aspect kind of like made me forget that like, all right, I don't have time to go to the sauna. I can't go to the sauna. I have to do this like the real way and not just sit around in a sauna, which was nice. But yeah, I think that like probably throughout this whole challenge, I probably only went to the sauna like five times, which is not a lot for me. So that was really interesting. Another thing that I thought was interesting is just how expensive ice is. I mean, you know, I guess I just haven't had to buy ice. I didn't have to use ice for these videos. The water was definitely cold enough, even if the water was only like 45 or 50 degrees. I mean, that's definitely still cold enough for a plunge. But I wanted the ice because I was making cool videos and I wanted them to look cold, you know, and challenge myself. But ultimately, I bought the ice because I wanted the videos to look cold, to have a feel to them. And so like every single tub video that I did with the ice cost me like $18 per video. I think I did like over 10 of them. So I spent over $200 on ice. It was also super annoying because I kind of like, once I got to like day 8 or so with the videos, I'd done a bunch of ocean plunges, and I just felt like the ocean plunges were so difficult. Another thing that I thought was interesting is, yes, how much harder ocean plunges are than tub plunges, and I talked about that in a couple of the videos. But the reason why, and I didn't even realize this before going into it, is because you actually build up a thermal layer in the tub when you sit still. So basically like a little layer of water builds up around your skin, and the water is heated. So as long as you stay still in the tub, like it's actually pretty easy, as opposed to the ocean, which I think the water is actually probably a little warmer in the ocean. But just because you're moving around so much, it just gets so cold so quick. Not to mention the fact that like when you do a plunge in the tub, you're just like right by the house, so you can just like go in right away, as opposed to the ocean. You got to run back and like put the freaking gloves on, and it's just windy and cold. So cold plunges in the tub are so much easier than cold plunges in the ocean. Because it was such a record high January, we didn't have any single snow. So I also felt like my plunges in the ocean just kind of sucked, because they were so cold for me, but they didn't even look that cold because like there was no snow on the ground or in the air. So like it just became not really worth doing the ocean plunges. So I had to resort to more tub plunges, which resorted to me buying more ice and getting on a first name basis with the people at the freaking beer store, because I would just be going in there all the time and just buying sleeves of ice. How did it make me feel? I get this question from my friends all the time. They're like, "So Mike, did it actually like do anything? Like, what are we talking about here?" And, you know, I'm always going to tell you guys the truth, tell the people the truth. How did it make me feel? I would say the first week, it actually really did make me feel good. Like, I definitely felt some good benefits, slept well. It was good. The first week was great. But I do genuinely think that, like everything, if you just keep doing it all the time, your body kind of gets used to it, and then all the positive benefits just sort of go away. So that would be my answer, is that there's some real stuff there. Like, there's some real science, there's some real benefits to cold plunging. I genuinely I don't think that outside of sleeping and breathing, there is nothing that you should do every day, and that certainly includes cold plunging. So I will say that also, like, after the challenge was over, I mean, I took like a couple days off from cold plunging, but like that first plunge after the challenge was over, and after like not having to like film it and just being able to like be present and just go in the water, that felt incredible. And, you know, I definitely think that like cold plunging will definitely be part of my life for forever. Unfortunately, with the challenge, I feel like because I was so concerned with the videos themselves and the creativity of it all and just like answering comments and all these things, I admittedly like fell out of touch with like the funness of the plunge and like the being present in the plunge, just because I was so concerned with the video. But nonetheless, like I said, I still a huge fan of cold plunging. I really do mean that. And it was pretty funny. Like there was even times where I would be shooting the video and like I'd get out of the tub and look at the video and be like, fuck, I messed something up, and then I have to go back in again. So like there were times that I actually jumped in twice or 3 times like just to get the video. So that was super annoying and made me really not like cold plunging for this month. And I know I talked about this in many videos, but I will say that cold plunging really, really is addicting. I know that people probably think I'm crazy and lying when I say that, but it's awesome. Waking up in the morning and you just get that brain fog, like just being able to just like jump in the water and it's just like woo, like it wake you up better than anything. There is something really, really addicting about doing something hard, and there are just so many brain things that are happening chemically that just make it very, very enjoyable. I have plenty of videos on why that happens and the endorphins that you get, but there is some real science there as to why it's addicting. And on that note, I will definitely say that if you're gonna cold plunge, you know, you definitely like, there's nothing like cold plunging when the sun is just blaring out and you get out of that water and the sun is beating down on your cold, wet body. It feels truly, truly electric. Unfortunately for my videos, because I'm a filmmaker by trade, I understand that like shooting when the sun is out is gonna just make things very, very difficult and probably not look that nice on camera. So I actually planned my plunges for like as the sun was going down-ish, like probably like 4 o'clock or so. I did the majority of my plunges, 4 p.m. that is, just because like it would look better on camera. So I definitely like lost a lot of the excitement and fun of it because I didn't do it in the morning when I would first wake up, because like the sun would just be like too bright. I just knew it wouldn't look good on camera. So I chose the video quality over like my ideal time and when I would really like to do it. And now, you know, I'm just looking forward to being able to do more plunges without the cameras and in that direct sun, which I just can't recommend enough. So yeah, my favorite video of the 31 days is either me eating Wendy's in the tub or my yoga video. I loved my yoga video because I wanted to do a headstand on the paddleboard like all summer long. I just never got around to filming it. And quite frankly, I didn't know if I could do a headstand on a paddleboard. I practiced a bunch. I like went over it with like my yogi friends, and like I was like, I don't know, I think I could do it. I could do a headstand on the regular floor. I just don't know if I could do it on moving water. So it was like fun and exciting to just think like, I don't know if I could do this. My least favorite video, like the one of me walking backwards into the water, it was my least I actually really do like the video, but it was I would say it's my least favorite video just because of a couple reasons. But for one, I don't think people really appreciated how difficult that video was, and so I just got no love on the video. But it's like I am walking into freezing cold water with all my clothes on. Like it sucked so much for me to make that video. So I guess the fact that I just got no love from it. And the other reason why like now I'm just like kind of just disgusted with that video is just because the song that I ended up picking was like that song by Sam Smith, Unholy. I didn't really like know what it was like about, and like Sam Smith's whole like shtick now, but like honestly, like that guy I feel like is just represents so much of what is wrong with society, and I just never want to support Sam Smith or what he's doing. So I wish that I didn't choose that song. So yeah. Fun fact about the challenge, I knew I was going to be taking my shirt off a lot for it. I wanted to look good. So for the month, I came off creatine. I love creatine. I think that like most people should probably take creatine. There's like only benefits, but one thing I don't like about creatine is that it will bloat you with water. So if you look at like my January 1st videos through the end of the month, like I definitely look, in my opinion, I look bloated for like my January 1st video. So like that first week, like you could definitely like see me getting like progressively, in my opinion, a little more like shredded, and that's because I came off creatine for the challenge. Yeah, I kind of talked about this before, but the biggest disappointment from the challenge was just the weather. I mean, it was just too easy. I wanted a challenge, you know. I wanted like a 5-degree day, and for people to be like, there's no way Mike's doing this in a 5-degree day with snow and all this shit. And then I wanted to like go out, run into the ocean with freaking snow falling and ice everywhere and be like, yeah, I did it because I said I was going to do it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. There was like, the only day that it even snowed was the last day of the challenge, which, you know, was nice. It was a nice gift. But yeah, I wanted snow. I wanted colder temperature. I wanted more of a challenge. But yeah, as long as I live in these cold temperatures, I got to embrace it, got to make it fun. And frankly, I will say that doing a ton of cold plunges makes the temperature and the weather and your situation not that bad. Like, it's just like so hard to complain about the cold when you're like, yeah, well, I just like jumped in like 40-degree water. So like nothing is really cold when you do that. So yeah, I think it's important that if you're going to live in a cold environment, that you jump in cold water, whether that's the ocean, a cold tub, or just a cold shower, which, like I said in many videos, cold showers are going to give you like literally 80% of the benefits that you'd get from jumping in a cold tub. So take those cold showers, people. All right, is it a fad or is it real? Cold plunging is 100% a fad. I will definitely admit that. Like, people have sent me so many videos throughout the month, like funny videos, other people doing similar challenges to me. It's definitely a fad, and it's fun to do. I think it like looks cool on social media for sure. So people are just gonna be doing it, but it is real at the same time. Like, there's definitely good science behind it, and as someone that doesn't really like trust science, I'm the kind of guy that's like, well, I got to figure this out for myself. I have to see how it makes me feel. It 100% made me feel better. I could feel the benefits. I could feel how good it was for my body, how well it made me sleep. So yes, it is both a fad and it is both real. Final thoughts. As modern humans, our lives are just so easy. You know, it's funny that we just have to throw ourselves in cold water just to feel something, but that is the honest truth. We as humans are simply just too comfortable. The seasons change, but we go from our 75-degree house to our 78-degree car to our 72-degree cubicle. The struggles that used to be just called life are no more. We are comfortable 24/7, and that's why everyone is so sick and so weak. Feelings of discomfort used to just be a part of life, but unfortunately in today's modern age, now we have to do it to ourselves. It is time for us to inject some discomfort into our lives, and cold plunging is a phenomenal way to do it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with any future challenges I do and more content related to ice plunging and really anything else that I'm into. So thanks for watching the video. Peace.